Hi, bud. What do you need? Okay, well, what's going on? Just in case you guys were wondering what it's like for me to paint. No, get out of the fridge. I'm gonna make lunch in a little bit. What do you want for lunch? Would you like some turkey and cheese? Hello. I was waiting until a couple people came in before I started. I'm trying to track a package I have coming. Okay, put it back. I'll make you lunch in a minute. I'm painting. I have been cleaning my house. I have kids whining to me. So I figured while I painted, I would answer either some reborn or reborning questions, as well as any personal life questions people may have. Yeah. So I have a package coming from McPherson's with my keeper baby. I got her on sale, and it's a kit that I've always loved. So I'll have a video up a little bit later with her box opening. So, and I'm talking to customers who want to place orders for customs. So it is never ending. So she's going in between a 19-inch, a 20-inch, and then we're going to look at some 18-inch kits to see if there's any that she particularly likes. I, again, have a sale going on that... Marshall, what is the issue, buddy? The kittens are not going to get you. No, the kittens are not going to get you. If you sit down on the couch, you're okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Have kids, they said. So we're looking at some 18-inch kits to see if she likes any of those. Okay, well then don't sit on the floor if it hurts. But yes, I have Harlow right here. She has had 6 layers of paint. You can't really tell. I have done a... Hey, Marshall, can you use your inside voice, please? Toddlers, they're savages all the time. His life is ending. Why? I don't know. So, she has had a blue undertone. Well, no, okay. Let me start over. She has had a matte varnish layer. That is the first layer I always do, just so the paint sticks and adheres really well. And then she has had a blue undertones, blue modeling, purple modeling, purple, pink. And then I also did the first layer of creases, and I did the first layers of shading her ears and doing a little bit of lip color. Although you can't really tell much about the lip color unless you're in person, which is fine. You're supposed to be in anyway. So now I'm going to do some creases, my like maroon burgundy type mottling, and I think that's it for this layer. So I'm going to show you guys how I mix this up. Super easy. I'm only using 5 brushes. I have a 3/4 flat brush. This is what I used to put it on. These are my 2 blender brushes. They're actually eyeshadow brushes. It doesn't tell me what it is. So this is a creased brush. This is a smudge brush, just for reference. And then I have this Crafter's Choice R9177. I got it from Hobby Lobby in like a 3 or 4 pack. It's just like a rounded brush. I usually use this for mixing. And then I have this Crafter's Choice R9595, again from Hobby Lobby, and it's just kind of like a little liner brush. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there we go. A little liner brush. And I use this for the creases, although I may try to go a bit thinner. This one is a little bit thinner, so I may use this one. It is it's an R9595. I don't know. Same thing. It came in like a multi-pack. I also have like a little thing of thinner right here just in case I have to clean some brushes. I mean, it doesn't look clean, but the amount of leftover paint on the brushes that actually gets into the thinner isn't a lot. So I just mix it around and anyway. Okay, so I have my little palette here. I want to get some glass ones, but for now I have like multiple random palettes. So I just put in a little bit of thinner. And the first color I'm going to be using is the Genesis Crimson Red. So I use that. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm missing a color. Get that out. There we go. And I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. I'm going to see if I can show you guys exactly what it looks like once I mix it up. Okay. Yeah, that is plenty. Cool. Okay. I wish I had my little bowls, but I have to wash them. So I use that, and then I have a tiny bit of burnt umber, which is kind of like a brown color. I use this a lot. I use it for hair too. One thing I will give tips on as far as hair is concerned is if you're going to use the burnt umber, be aware that there is an orange undertone to it. So if you're going to use it for hair, which I have a head right here that I used it for, and it looks brown. You're going to want to add a little bit of blue to it to neutralize that orange. So I have the burnt umber in there, and then I'm going to put a little bit of purple 4. As you can hear, my phone is going off because I have customers and everyone else. Anyway, so I have the purple right here. It's not showing up the right purple on camera, but it's a purple. I put a good amount of that. I have about that much on my brush, and I'm gonna mix that in. We're looking for like a purpley red. It's still a little bit too red for me. So we're gonna just add a little bit more purple. And honestly, there's really no rhyme or reason. You kind of just do what works. Oh, someone messaged me on Facebook. I don't know. If you guys want to follow me on Facebook, I am on here. It's Kaylin plus Babies. I'm trying to figure out. There's so many people messaging me. Anyway, they're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna add a little bit more purple. Yes, this is the color I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this really well. And then the last thing I add is a tiny bit of flesh. So I have flesh 06 here. That's really the only flesh color I use. I just added a tiny bit. A tiny bit. You don't want a lot. It's just kind of to lighten it up a little bit. And that's really the entire purpose for it. So I'm gonna mix that in, and then I will show you what this color looks like. And it's a little bit thick, but that's okay. I'm using it for creases first, and then when I go back, if it's a little too thick for mottling, I'll add a little bit more thinner just so it's not too overwhelming. And I might do a couple layers of the mottling just so. Turn this down. There you go. You can see it. It's this color right here. So it's like a purpley red. And as you can see, it's thicker. It's like clinging on the sides. That's what you want when you do your creases. Now, I do creases in multiple layers. How many? It kind of just depends. But what you're going to want to do, put on your gloves. I try to use my gloves until I can't anymore, whether that be they break or some hideous color gets on it that's going to stain my kits on accident, I try to use them as much as I can. Oh, and I dropped my brush. It's okay. That on. These are sticky. So I found some at Walgreens. These ones I got from my grandparents, but I found some at Walgreens and ordered them and got them. So we're all set. I have 150 in a box behind me. So we are going to start with her lips, I think. So there's a little bit of color on her lips, but what I do is I put like a layer on and then I pounce it off, which do I have? I don't think I have a red sponge. Where did I put my sponges? Oh, they're over here. I'll be right back. And my sponges. These I get at Walgreens as well. I have like these stools at I'm working at my island, and these stools are so uncomfortable, but they're ultra wedges, and it comes with 8 of them, and I think it was only like $2.99, or you could get 2 for $5, but they're really nice. They're really dense, which I like. They're not going to expand when you put paint on them, which I really like. So I'm going to get one of these, and they're quite large. You'll see. Quite large, and then if you can tell, they're super dense. You're not going to be able to like squish them very much, which is what you want. Okay, so you can go on the floor, that's fine. Actually, let me grab one more brush. I'm going to use this little, it's like a thicker liner brush, but that's going to help me with the lips. I'm going to quick wash that off with some thinner. And a lot of times when I'm doing this, I grab paint off the sides of the wells because that's where kind of the color sits. You're going to have to like mix your paint from time to time, but a lot of the color sticks on the side where you can pick it up. So I like to do that. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to quick do her lips just to show you guys what I do. So I'll quick paint in her mouth. And if you're working with Genesis, you really don't have to be too quick because it takes a bit for it to flash off and the thinner to dry. So maybe you'll be able to see this inside of here. I just painted right inside of her mouth all the way back. And now I'm going to take one of my shader brushes and kind of use it like a stamp and take out all that extra paint. There's some that's going to stay behind that's going to stain her mouth, which is what you want. You don't want puddles of paint in there. And you're going to have to use some light to make sure you've got it all. Excuse my TV. The kids are watching. I don't even know what. I don't ask anymore because odds are I don't want the answer. So then I'm going to go around the outside of her lips. And again, you're not looking for automatic color right now because you're going to be building on it. That's one thing that I made, or was a mistake I made as a new reborn artist years ago, was I wanted to pile on the color quick because I wanted to see the final result. So I don't know, maybe you can see like the difference. Her bottom lip is darker than her upper. But again, you're going to take your brush and you're going to take that extra paint out of the creases. And if it doesn't look exactly how you want it, there's some inside the lip that you're going to want to take out. And look again to make sure you got what you wanted. And use your paintbrush to do most of the work for you. So we pounce it off, and then we're going to do the upper lip. So I'm going to take some of this. And I need one of those glass palettes because my little cheap plastic ones, they move when I try to get paint out of them. So I have to use one hand or one finger to hold it down, and then the next two, it's irritating. But yeah, as I was saying, I just wanted to see the color on the doll instead of taking my time. And then I wondered why I was so upset with the final product was because I didn't take my time. I kind of just slapped paint on and called it a day. So if there is anything that I would tell someone who's just starting out is be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. It's not all going to come together at once, and that's okay. There's even times that I find myself now being like, I can't wait to see it with the dark red mottling because that's when it kind of starts to come alive. Even though when the blue is on there, you know you're doing what you're supposed to. It's just, I don't know, something about adding the red mottling does a lot for the baby, in my opinion. Some people may not agree, but anyway. So my favorite part is the head, so I try to save it for last, but these little lips that Harlow has, I just cannot resist. I cannot resist her little lips. They're just so precious. Okay. Okay, let me make sure. And hold your doll in different lights because you may see a portion that you forgot to paint or got overlooked. And looking in different lights will help kind of like highlight those places that you missed. So you'll often see me like turning, looking. But here's her little lips. They have a second layer on them. Very cute, very cute. Okay, so I'm going to set her head aside because that's kind of, again, the last thing that I really like doing. So, does anyone with multiple kids do this? I don't even know who I'm talking to. Yes, sir. Can I finish what I'm doing and then I will get you some tea? Here, put it up here. If you want, go get your stuff and I will put it together. Okay. So I have a leg. I'm basically, what I do is there's a bunch of little creases. What, Marshall? Give me this. Okay, so let me just say, tea for my kids is not actual tea. Sawyer used to love drinking coffee. And of course, I didn't want to give like an 18-month-old coffee. So I used to give him milk and then I'd put creamer in it. And he loved it. And it kind of just passed on to the other two. So now Marshall, my youngest, he's been drinking a lot, so we're kind of keeping an eye on him for like diabetes. So instead of him getting regular milk, which has sugar in it, he gets the unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and then I put the sugar-free creamer in there because this is what he likes to drink day in and day out. And of course, I want him to drink milk, but I don't want all the sugar that's in the creamer as well as the milk. So I give him this, and it's basically sugar-free, which makes me feel better that he's drinking it all the time. Anyway, while I'm speaking, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'm more than happy to answer them. Could be personal questions about my life, could be about reborning. I'm an open book. Where's my other? I don't even know what I'm doing these days. Where's my other paintbrush? I just had it. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. No. Did I lose it? No. Oh, maybe this is it. Is this it? Oh, this might be it. Never mind. Okay, now we're gonna start on, what was I saying? So on the bottom of her foot, she has a bunch of little wrinkles and creases. I'm not gonna paint all of those. I mainly do the deepest ones. So if you look at this one, like this deep one right here that goes off to the side, I'm gonna do. This one right here, I'm going to do, and sometimes I do like the toe ones, but when their toes get scrunched like this, sometimes it's a little hard, and then it looks sloppy because you try to put paint there, and it just welled up. So I'm going to highlight probably the pinky toe and this second toe in, and then of course the big toe. I hear you. And then any deep creases right here I'm going to get. So I will show you guys as I'm doing it, and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get paint. Okay. So I'll do the bottom of the foot. I usually try to do it all at once, but we all know how that works sometimes. But you also don't want, oops, your paint to flash off. So here's a couple that I'm doing. You can see the color in there. I'm going to take my, what is this, smudge brush. It's like a flatter brush. And I'm going to go in there and just, and take your time with this, because the more you pounce, the more it's going to blend. And I can easily say that if I take my time, creases can easily take me over an hour. They can inch towards an hour and a half, and they should take that long, because if your creases look messy, you can't fix that. Like, you can put like some, hey Marshall, can you close the fridge, please? You can put some messy blue mottling, and the pink and red may cover it, but if you got some sloppy creases, no coming back from that. So take your time, and sometimes it can get tedious. Take a break. If you need a break, take one. And don't feel like you need to make it so dark all at once, because again, it's going to look super, super messy. So I've blended it out, and you're going to see that it's pretty light again. You can still see where it's accentuated, but it's still fairly light, because we're not going to do only one crease layer. I'm probably going to do one, if not two more. So slow and steady wins the race every time. Remember that every time. So now I'm going to take this and see what any dark creases are on the foot that I want to accentuate. Because if I did all of the small little creases on this foot, which was another mistake I made when I first started out, I would be here all day working on one foot. And it's just not realistic, because if you look at your hands and your feet, yes, some of your creases have extra color, but not all of them. All of them are skin tone. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to, and again, different light can help you. So if you need to turn the foot different ways in order to see, I do that a lot. That might help you be able to see. And I should probably be wearing my glasses, but I don't have time for that. I'm messing around with my glasses. So the two toes that I can easily reach are those two on the outside. We're going to be blushing, so the rest of the foot really isn't going to matter much. But if you can keep it clean and reach some toes to do some creases, I recommend it. Not everyone might, but I do. Oh, and again, I'm not some sought after artist. I'm just a mom with a hobby. But I will say that I find, and I'm not saying this is true for everyone, I found that when I left, I had no children. I was pregnant with Sawyer, who's now 5. I had no children. So my reborns, in my opinion, were not realistic, because before Sawyer, my exposure to babies were few and far in between. I was the baby of the family for the longest time. My youngest cousin was born when I was, oh gosh, how old was I? I want to say I was in middle school, 6th grade. And her mother didn't get along with my mom, and it was my mom's sister-in-law, and blah, 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 blah. I could go on for hours about this. But they didn't get along, so I didn't see my cousin for a long time. I don't think I saw her when she was a baby, because me and my grandma went to go visit her. But after that, I didn't see her until she was 2. So my exposure to babies wasn't a lot, but I find that after I've had kids, my dolls are so more realistic. But that also could have to do with the fact that I've matured since the last time I've reborn. When I stopped reborning, I was 19, because I had Sawyer right before I turned 20, and I stopped reborning pretty early on in my pregnancy. Um, so I want to say that now I'm 25 and I feel my babies look so much better. And I don't know if it has anything to do with maturing. I really don't. I could just be talking out of my ass. That's a very real possibility. Um, Hello, anyone new who joined. Um, if you have any questions, whether that be personal or reborning related, feel free. I'm an open book. I'm doing creases right now on Harlow. Yeah, that's where we're at. And as you can see, I'm in my Sunday best, meaning my pajamas still. I got Sawyer on the bus and I started cleaning my house and I put a ultra matte finish on one of my babies that I'm working on. And that about covers my morning. It's been pretty slow. And I'm trying to get Harlow out as quickly as I can because I have my keeper baby coming today in the mail. And customs coming. So I need to finish these fairly quickly. And Harlow's going to be going up for sale. She is a sweetheart. I know many people don't like her kit, but I think she's just cute. She's too cute, in my opinion. Her mouth is a little weird, but she's chunky. She is a chunky girl. So okay, let's make sure that I've got this. And the dog is being special. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm surrounded by boys. I have 3 sons. I have 2 cats. They are brothers. And then we have Sammy, who is a lab pit bull mix, and he's male too. And people ask me, are you going to start dating? And I'm like, listen, I don't need any more males in my house. I really don't. I just may become a lesbian because I need some estrogen in here with me. And I know before anyone says anything, being a lesbian is not a choice. I get it. But dang, I wasn't going to choose pets based on their gender. I feel like, really, I feel like pets are like babies. You get what you get, and you're going to get the right one for you no matter the gender. So I really didn't base it on that. I didn't. No, you're right. I didn't. So. You did. I did? Yeah. I don't think I did. As you can see, he finishes these things really fast, which is exactly why I went the sugar-free route, because if he is struggling with his sugars, there was some borderline tests. No, it's okay. You leave it right there. I don't want him to be taking in all the sugar. So that's where we're at. Here. You're welcome. All right, let's keep it moving. Oh, man. And no, I'm so scatterbrained. I apologize. Sometimes I just can't keep it together. So scatterbrained. Now I'm curious, does everyone, or what do you like as far as like creases? I love my creases dark, and I know not everyone does, but I do. So I tend to do my creases a little bit darker. And I know that's not for everyone. If someone really didn't want dark creases, I would totally not do them. But until that happens, I'm assuming people are getting my babies because they like how they're done. So I've never had anyone say anything about it. I feel like it adds to the depth and the realism of it, but some people may not feel the same. That's okay. After all, it's their baby. They have to stare at it, so who am I to tell people what to do with their lives? You can hear the irritating videos that my kids watch. I hate most of the things that they watch on YouTube. And it's not even that they're like inappropriate or anything. It's just they're irritating. But it's fine. It's fine. So we're getting these creases done. And as you can see, they're a little bit darker. Maybe you can't see. I don't know. This lighting is awful. I use natural daylight because that's the best to paint in because you're seeing the true color of the vinyl. So if that means my videos are off color, that's fine because I want the dolls to be the right color. All right. I think she's done as far as creases right now. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. Doesn't one of those kids watch PPAP by what's his name? Tika Caro. Apple pen. I have a pen. I have pineapple. Oh, pineapple pen. Apple pen. Pineapple pen. Oh, pen, pineapple, apple pen. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm on the other foot. And I'm just gonna go down and choose some of the dark thing or the dark creases on the bottom. There wasn't much on this side, which is fine. We don't need too many because again, you're going to blush the bottom of the feet. So you just want a couple of them to stick out. Now this one, the toes kind of stick out, but I'm gonna do the creases. Well, the toe has 2 creases. The pinky only has 1 if I can reach it, and the attached 3 have some, so I might as well give it a shot. So we'll see how it goes. Here's the beginning. You can see it doesn't really have any creases over there, so we're going to put some there. Here's one. Oops. And again, put your paintbrush where you can. If you can't reach it, don't worry about creasing it because you don't want that extra paint buildup. In my opinion. Every artist is different. Some people may like that. I don't know. Not my business. I'll say, since I've come back, I feel so lost. Like, I feel like there's so much that has gone on. And so, oh my God. You hear this kid? Oh my God. There's so much that has gone on, and I'm just like so lost. Like, I don't know what to do. Oh, shoot. And of course, remember, as artists, we're not perfect. Like, I just smeared red all over the foot. Like, cool. So cool. So we're gonna make it work. That's what we do. Every little crease. You are the real MVP. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the toes again because, of course, it's not dark enough for me. Okay. Well, we got some red on there. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I'm trying to get these deep creases. Can you hear Marshall singing in the background? Apple pen. Apple pen. Apple pen, pineapple. Apple pen. Apple pen. Apple pen. Pineapple. Apple pen. Creases, pounds. Oh, and that's not the biggest thing too. Like, you want your reborns to look realistic. Blend. If you think you've blended enough, some more. Of knowing when to stop putting on paint. Like, especially the first reborn I did when I came back. And finally I put like this one warming wash on it. And finally she looked complete to me. So for me, that's how I know. But it's different for everyone. And while, yes, I am using paintbrushes to blend, I also have this clean cosmetic sponge that I use too. Just to clean up any, like, not fallout, that's an awful word, not fallout, but anything that may get smeared from the brush. I go over this leg crease. And brushes are mainly used for inside of the creases. So I'll go, I don't know if you can see this. I'll go inside the creases and pick up my cosmetic sponge and dab the top just to like clean it up a little bit more. And that's why you have to do a lot of layers, is because you want it to stain the vinyl and look smooth. You don't want, of course, paint to well up. Oops. And I really feel like the reborn community these days is all about money. Like, what happened to the love of dolls? Like, I don't understand. Maybe I'm just naive. That's quite possible. I could just be flippin' naive. I have the pen. Oh, and when I'm doing the leg creases, which I'll show you what I'm talking about. When I'm doing the leg creases right here, you can see that there's lines right here to signify like some rolls by the knees. I do those first and blend them. And then I take my thicker brush and I do the center, because more likely than not, the center crease is way thicker than the actual liner brush that I'm using. So then I'll use this like thin rounded brush and I'll go and do the middle crease up until where I did the lines at the end. Stop playing with sticks in the house. So then I'll pounce that in, but don't go over into the small lines that you've done already. And then, of course, take my cosmetic sponge and pounce that, and we have that crease done. So as I think of tips, I'll let you know, but it's a never-ending thing. I'm going to take this, and you'll find your groove and which brushes you like using for what. And so don't take my advice as some other people that works for them that doesn't work for me. And that's okay. That's why your babies don't look the same. But I've been experimenting with Harlow. I usually don't do a pink model. Maybe it's, I have an accent. I'm fine. Pink and a red. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, other leg is done. Now we're working on hands. Inside the hands, especially open hands, you'll see the little lines. Hey, Sammy, go. Get away from the cat. Sammy! The lines for the hands, or the fingers. I do those. That will tell me where I need to blush when we get there. Like I blush the upper tip of the finger and then like the bottom knuckle. So I do those. And then again, like on the bottom of the feet, you're going to take, or you're going to blush, or not blush, crease the deepest creases on the hand, not every single one. And then deep creases around the wrists. The rest of the arm is pretty self-explanatory, of course, because you're going to crease the creases on the arm. Because usually artists don't put very deep creases or very shallow creases on the arms. So you can usually crease all of the ones on the arms. It's just the immense details in the hands with the thick creases and the thin creases. It just doesn't make sense to do all of them. This hand seems to have a lot of those deep creases, which I guess isn't a bad thing, especially because it's where I put the blue undertones on the hands. So that works. And you know, I've been looking back on my past work, and I'm like, holy moly, Kaylin, why did you not see it back then? But again, I really think it has something to do with the fact that I've matured and I've had my own kids, and I'm pretty familiar with baby complexion now. I don't know. I'm making this stuff up. I must be, because I don't even think that's a thing. But I'm happy to be back. It took me a while. I hemmed and hawed over it for a while before I finally decided that I wanted to come back. But I was seeing one of my friends, Alex. She was painting again when all this COVID stuff started. And I was like, man, you know, I haven't even thought about painting for the longest time. But now that I'm kind of thinking of it, I miss it. So I said, we're going to get back into painting and see what we can do. And I shocked myself. I'm not saying by any means that I'm like some awesome artist, but compared to what I used to do, I'd say I'm doing pretty good. You should never be competing against other people. The only person you should be competing against is yourself. That's literally the only person. Because especially in this community, we just need to support other people. Support our friends, support people who aren't our friends, make new friends. And that's one of the things that makes me sad, because it's like everyone remembers Little X Love Laura. I met her when I first started in Reborns. There was a forum that we were all on with our doll. There would be role playing and a very close-knit group. And I feel like now there's just so much competing. And I don't think that there should be any competing. We're all in different places. We're all living different lives. What is there anything to compete against? Having the best doll? I may think that doll's freaking ugly. So I don't think that we should be competing. I'm just on my soapbox today. But yeah, so I got generally close with Laura. I wouldn't say I was like one of her best friends, but we respected each other. We liked the same thing, and I loved seeing her dolls and how she interacted with them. And she was very supportive of people too. Oh, there's Marshall. So that's one of the things that really kind of makes me sad is like I feel like we've lost that. We've lost the ability to be happy for other people, not be competing for the most popular doll kit or the most expensive doll kit. And I see doll kits that were limited edition that people bought for $99 selling for $300. Why not just get back the money that you spent on it? Like, I don't understand that logic. If you're selling me a blank kit that you got for $200 cheaper than you have it listed for, you're a scammer in my eyes. Like, there was someone who made these kits with their bare hands that didn't even get as much as you're getting by selling it. And I get it. They're hard to find or whatever, but then maybe you should have just bought what you were going to use and let other people be able to buy what they wanted. Then they wouldn't be so hard to find for the people who wanted them. And if you really feel the need to buy overpriced or sell overpriced reborns, then use those kits that you bought. And instead of inflating the price on those, you make a doll and sell it. I don't know. I'm getting fired up now. And, you know, as I've gotten older and I've come back to the community, I give less F's. I don't want to cuss if anyone's around their kids. My kids, I personally don't care. They hear me cuss all the time. But I can't make that decision for other parents. Anyway, I don't give. What was I even getting at? See, now I don't give an F about what doll kits I have. There have been kits that I just love, that I want, and some of them aren't limited edition. Like Noah by Reva Schick. Love that kit. I love it. Is it a limited edition? No. Is it an older kit? Yeah. You can find it easily. When it's in stock, you can find it. I love it. Are there some current limited edition kits that I think are just freaking ugly? Yeah. That's the case back in the day when I was here all the time. I just want us all to be friends. Can't we be friends? Fighting over sexuality and I give a flying F what your sexuality is. Just be nice to me. Listen, I have a gay brother. Like, I don't care what the hell you do. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what color you are. I don't care who you want to fornicate with. Like, I just don't care. Be nice to others because it's not attractive to be mean. It's not cute. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I don't care whose feelings I hurt. Okay, that's wrong too. I do care whose feelings I hurt. But there's just some things that have gotten way out of hand. Not worth it. Why am I not giving you lunch? Can you give me 10 more minutes? Why? Give me 10 more minutes so I can finish up this video, give people an hour of my time, and then I will make you your lunch. I know that's your video. You're watching a video. I'm surprised I've been able to get this much painting done because a lot of the time they don't let me. So I feel blessed that they've let me do it for this long. And sometimes, like, there's some creases that just don't pounce out the way I want them to. I'll take something sharp. I have, like, skewers. And I'll go through the crease and, like, kind of scrape out the excess because until it's cured, you can usually remove it. But yeah. I need to put something in here that keeps it steady so I can just get my paint. All right, here we go. Now the dog is trying to chase his tail. Woohoo! I can't. I can't with this dog. Here's something else. Right. Okay, I have 8 minutes before I have to feed these chillins. Or before they like try to kill me over lunch. Does anyone else have kids that don't like bread? My kids like hate bread. I don't. I'll sometimes do. If I make a sandwich, she'll eat it. But usually, if I make a sandwich, like they love peanut butter and jelly, but they would just prefer peanut butter and jelly in a pile on their plate instead of on bread. Or like turkey sandwiches. While Lincoln, if I make myself a turkey sandwich, he will they won't eat the bread. But if I make if I make myself a turkey sandwich, they'll take bites of mine. But if I make them a turkey sandwich, they won't touch it. Sammy, stop chasing the cats. Sammy, come on. Enough. Don't jump. You're gonna jump off. No, you're not. He's big. I would say he's very muscular. I would say he's close to like 80 pounds now. With that one arm. Now, excuse me. And I even had coffee this morning. Granted, I didn't drink all of it yet, but cold coffee. Mom win. Okay. Ever since becoming a mom, I drink cold coffee. Doesn't bother me. Cat dog. Anyone remember that show? Cat dog. Cat dog. Along the world, little cat dog. Cat dog. Cat dog. Along the world, little cat dog. I love that show as a kid. I thought cat dogs existed for the longest time. I was very disappointed to find out that it wasn't real. Very disappointed because I wanted a cat dog. Oh, there's the dog. Okay, now this one is a fist. I didn't talk about this. This one's a fist. So I'm going to do the creases up here. And then I try to go around the thumb just to accentuate that the thumb is there. And I don't really do many of the creases on the lower part because they're not that deep. And then I'll just do the creases around the wrist. Now, a lot of people ask, why are you wearing gloves? So the oils from my hands don't get on the kits. I've had to matte varnish 2 kits a second time with an air dry varnish because my oils got on the kits. So I finally got gloves, and I feel like this kit is doing better with that. But that's Marshall's thing. Nana, nana. Nana, nana. It's an Enderman car? Enderman is driving? Oh, okay, cool. Oh. All right, and then if I do need a smaller brush, I'll get like a smaller blending brush because sometimes that big one won't reach in there. And then again, we have puddling up of paint, and we don't want that. We don't like puddles of paint. be like crisp lines from creasing. All right. And of course that red that kind of like sticks around will blend in with your blushing. And it'll look so good. So don't worry about it if you get some extra around. I'm going to get this one crease over here. And keep an eye out for updates on Harlow because I'll keep putting updates up about her. Because she's eventually going to be for sale. Let me pick up this other guy. I'm doing a matte varnish on the Miranda Awake. He's still looking for a mommy, as well as the Marissa Asleep. She's still looking for a mommy. So if any of you want them, Awake. There he is. Hi, handsome. But he can also be a girl. I put a bow on him. He's cute as a girl. So I put his matte varnish on him today. I'll let him dry for a couple days, and then I will rebuild him. His the cat is sleeping next to his body. Let me see. There's his body with the cat. Which one did I just knock down? Okay, doesn't matter. That one's good. So, yes. Okay, I got a minute left. So I'm going to quick do the creases around the wrist. And then I got to make these children lunch. Because these kitties come first. These kiddos. One of these days, I'm going to probably put this down so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I didn't think about that today. This was kind of just like, what's it called? A last minute decision. So, yeah. Got it with this. I can't wait to go shopping for this one. I feel like she's going to be so much fun to shop for and dress up because she's just so chunky. So chunky and cute. Oh, I do have some. I have about 10 seconds, but we'll do it.
Break my mask. Somebody.
Who broke your mask?
Okay.
Well, I'll fix it.
Just fix it.
I'll fix it for you. Relax.
Fix it.
Oh, be careful. Goodness gracious. All right. I have to go feed these children. So thank you for, getting gloves off. Thank you for joining me today. I'll keep this up. So if anyone wants to rewatch it, it'll be up. And I also.
Nobody wants you.
Oh, nobody wants to see it. Cool. You're real kind.
You want it.
I will go live more often just because I'm always painting, and that means I have much more to do and talk about and answer questions and all that other stuff. So I will see you guys in my next video or my next live stream, and I hope you have a wonderful, what is today, Tuesday. Have a wonderful Tuesday. All right, let's try to end this. Oh, it doesn't want to end. Let me out, YouTube. Let me out. Okay.